Alright, so here we have the Dow Weathermade sill pans. We put these in place over the framing to protect the wood in the case of any water intrusion. So I'll set those in place. We use the Dow Weathermade tape here to tape the edges of this in place. Now we'll have one more piece of the Weathermade tape that's going to go at the cross joint of the two sill pans that we installed just a minute ago. And once you're done with that, we're going to take our pre-cut Dow Weathermade jam pieces that we've prepared, and we're going to use those to wrap the edge of the jam where the framing members meet the foam and the Weathermade Plus house wrap. Wrap this back over the framing members to completely protect the wood. And we'll do this on both sides of the jam. See, we rub this in nice and good so it adheres itself real well to the framing and to the Weathermade Plus house wrap. Okay, now that we're done with the protection piece of protecting the wood jam and sealing it tight to the Weathermade Plus house wrap, we're going to go ahead and prepare our caulk gun to silicone the edges of the Weathermade tape to the back side of this nailing fin on the windows. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bead across the bottom, across the two sides and the top, leaving it, and we're going to do nothing on the bottom. And that will allow, if water ever does get inside the window frame, behind the window frame, it will leave it a way to get out at the bottom side. This creates a nice seal to the back side of that nailer flange. Now we'll pick this piece up here and make sure that that seal wraps all the way around so that there's no area that has a area that would be unsealed. With the use of some galvanized roofing nails, when we stand our window up in the opening, we'll shim the two bottom corners. Kev, we get a couple shims here. Slide those shims underneath that flashing pan. The edges there and there as well. And then we'll stand the window up in the opening. seal that window that you'll see as it gets pressed right into that nice silicone bead there. The reason for shimming that window up off that bottom jamb is so that you can get insulation, some of the Dow window and door foam insulation underneath it to create a nice airtight seal. So we've plumbed up that side jamb, got Kev on the inside holding that, and then we'll go ahead and nail get one starter nail in here. Same thing over on this side here. And we'll do probably 3 nails at the sides of the jamb. You don't want to drive the nails home too far, or you risk cracking the vinyl nailing fin. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure this top piece has been pulled up here, and then we're going to nail off the top of the window. Now that we're done nailing off the window, we're going to go ahead and tape the 2 sides with a 4-inch Weathermate tape to seal the window flange to the Weathermate tape that we placed already. You notice we put this at the top of this Weathermate tape above the window, as there's going to be another piece going over, and we want to make sure that the top of that is below the top of the piece, the horizontal piece that's going to go over. Press this in nice and tight to the nailer flange and to the Weathermate Plus house rat. We do the same thing on the left side of the window here as well. The key is you want to make sure that this Weathermate tape is completely sealed, as I had mentioned. It's an important step here is the windows should not leak. There should be no water intrusion into the house, even with no brick or siding on the outside of the home. Right, and then we've got the top piece now that we're going to go ahead and put across. And you'll notice that this top piece is going to go underneath the WeatherMate Plus house wrap so that it creates a shingling effect. Let's see, we've got that crossing over the top of that vertical piece, and we're going to have this here that's going to fold down over the top of the WeatherMate house wrap there, and then, the house wrap over the top of the WeatherMate tape. And then all of that is going to get completely sealed in. And then the last step that we'll do is we'll take a piece of the Dow construction tape, and the Dow construction tape will act as our final seal across here. And that will conclude the installation of the Pella 250 series window with the use of the Dow weatherization system. All right, we've installed the Pella window now. Now we're going to go ahead and foam the interior. All right, and what that does is it is going to seal out all the air. We'll trim back any excess foam prior to putting any trim on the window frame.